it's Barbara, and welcome to this week's Tidbits.
This week we are unpacking Module 2, Cycle 8. The focus of this cycle is to introduce vowel sound variations in the endings eind, eild, old, ost, and ol. There are several generalizations for spelling and decoding. When the letter O comes before the letters LD, LL, or ST, the O makes a long sound, like in the words gold, troll, ghost, bolt. When the letter I comes before ND or LD, the I makes a long sound, like find and wild, with a few exceptions, like the word wind. It is important to note that the ol sound is not actually introduced in this cycle, but it is a great addition because it follows the same generalization of using the long O sound with a specific consonant ending. To help you understand all the generalizations attached to each cycle, check out the CMS Spelling Generalizations tool. You can find this in your second grade Skills Block curriculum guide on all things literacy, or use the bit.ly on your screen. There is a link inside this tool that gives you access to the spelling generalizations posters that I just put on the screen. You can use these as mini anchor charts as you introduce different generalizations. In Cycle 7, we introduced not contractions. In Cycle 8, we introduced is contractions. There is a cute and helpful poster for this and many more. In Cycle 8, we continue working in the early consolidated alphabetic phase, where students are introduced to more complex sound spelling patterns and generalizations. Lesson 36 kicks off the cycle with words rule and syllable sleuth. Remember to always teach words rule first to introduce the new syllable type or pattern. In words rule, students decode and encode with eind, eild, old, ost, and ol endings. It may be helpful to make a mini anchor chart for this generalization. During syllable sleuth, students will need to recognize these sounds when considering syllable types, because they do not fit neatly into a specific syllable type or pattern. You may want to create a specific annotation as a class for coding these endings when they appear, to help students remember that they have a long sound, even though they may appear as a closed syllable type. Your CMS Syllabication Teacher's Guide on ATL has a video for you to model the word trifold. This is your teacher-facing video. See the bit.ly or QR code on the screen. One routine from Lesson 37 is snap or trap. This is where you teach explicitly your high-frequency words and the contraction, the is contraction, like she's and it. Sort out your snap or trap words, like the word whole, in advance. Think through the reasonings in some of the more advanced patterns students have been introduced to. Words that may have been trap words for students in first grade may now be snap words because of advanced patterns learned. At the end of this routine, add to your high-frequency word wall. Lesson 38 includes interactive writing. Students generate is contractions and eind, eild, old, ost, and ol words. Model the spelling generalizations as practiced during words rule. When O comes before the letters LD, LL, or ST, the O makes the long O sound, like in most. When I comes before ND or LD, the I makes the long sound, like in wild. Lesson 39, Fluency, includes your explicit teaching and practice for accuracy, rate, and expression using the decodable reader. The focus of this excerpt is to read smoothly by chunking sentences. Typically, I recommend using only the syllable sleuth word list from the CMS Syllabication Teacher's Guide. This week, the syllable sleuth word list on ILC is actually a great addition to your small groups, or perhaps as an opening to Lesson 30. On this list, students decode words with suffix endings like higher, highest, faster, fastest. You can use this list to model and practice, along with the CMS Morpheme Monitor anchor chart. The goal here is to help students quickly recognize and decode affixes with automaticity so that they become less and less dependent on the process of dividing syllables.
Thank you for watching our second grade ELA Tidbits. I hope you come back next week for more.